invited people to join us on tours of local farms. We're going to visit the farms, have a chance to hear about what they grow, what they produce, and also a chance to maybe purchase some of their items. At the end of the tour, everyone will be coming back to the museum, and the South Carolina Chef Ambassador, Heidi Trull, to be using the food produced from these different farms to provide a 3-course meal that everyone will get to sample. And these area farms are a great way to be able to eat healthy foods produced locally, supporting our communities instead of going to the grocery store and buying something that was made around, across the world and then shipped here. You can go local and get something that was just picked this morning.
With Grits and Groceries, we decided that we wanted to keep as much of our money in our community as possible. So we try to buy 80% of what we serve at Grits and Groceries from our local farmers. That way everything stays in our tax base, which is really important for small communities like Belton. When you buy local, you know the farmer, you know the cow, you know where it comes from, you know how you're going to use it. I know it's not always the most economical way to buy a product, but you can really feel good about using it, and it's usually better and has a lower carbon footprint.
Most people and most doctors and the general consensus for whole milk in the past is that it's been bad for you and it's fat and it creates cholesterol problems and weight gain and bad for your heart and your arteries. And the truth of the matter is when you have milk like ours, that where cows have been grazing on lush pastures, it creates CLAs in the milk, which is called, it's a conjugated linoleic acid, which are omega-3, omega-6 fats, which are very high quality fats, very good fats for you. Build muscle tone, burn body fat, they help lower cholesterol. Between that and then the lack of processing, low temp pasteurized where it keeps the enzymes in the milk, doesn't kill all the good things to help you digest milk, and then not being homogenized where your milk is still a whole fat cell. When you homogenize that milk, it breaks down that fat cell and your body doesn't digest it. That's where it causes the problems with heart disease or cholesterol problems, weight gain. I say hundreds of people that come to our store and drink our milk, they're lactose intolerant and have never had a problem drinking our milk, but they can't drink dairy from any other places when it's been homogenized.
I'm Jesse Atkins with Hurricane Creek Farms. We grow hydroponically and we grind stone ground cornmeal and grits from heirloom corns. We grow without soil. We grow in basically non-soil products. Our tomatoes grow in pure perlite. Our lettuces grow in water and with nutrients, and our strawberries grow in a man-made soil that's in a small pot that they get all their nutrients fed to them through water.
So what you do is you take the whole ham. So what Jesse's done here is cut this into 3 pieces. You want this bone because that has the marrow in it and gives it flavor. Put it in your oven and sear it at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. You want that crust on the outside. You brown it, and then you make the sauce that's in our cookbook with the apple butter barbecue sauce, and you cover it, put a lid on it, put it in the oven. The recipe in the book says cover it with foil because that's what most people have, but I like to do it in a Dutch oven so that I can take the lid off and baste it a lot and get that juice going everywhere. And with it, we're going to serve Hurricane Creek Farm grits. And he makes a special grits for us that now he sells at Hurricane Creek Farms because I like white and yellow, so he mixes them together because I like the creaminess of the white grits, but I like the texture and the chew of the yellow grits, which is just the difference of the inside and the outside, more of one and more of the other.
Well, I'm Tanya Bryson, and along with my husband, we run Possum King Creamery. We're a grade A raw milk goat dairy. We produce obviously raw milk and cheeses. The milk, we have been told, tastes really good. We like our breed of goats because they produce a really sweet tasting milk. They have a really high butter fat, so they're good for making cheese. The milk does not have that goaty aftertaste that a lot of people seem to have an aversion to.
Okay, you start the season off with what's called a clingstone, and what a clingstone is As the name says, it's where the meat actually sticks to the seed. You have to peel it and then you cut it off the seed. Well, after July the 4th, then you have what's called a freestall. And those are the ones that you can just take your hands, you twist it and it pops open. You take your fingers, throw the seed away, and you're ready to go to town. I think it's always good for Anderson County to have part of its food grown locally, because we never know what's going to happen nationally that might slow that food chain. But I think our calories worked out to about 4,000 to 5,000 people is what it fed by calories. Now, of course, man does not live on peach alone, and that's mostly what we grow is fruit. But I think we figure between 4,000 and 5,000 people worth of calories.
And all of these people are people that we buy from and that we support and that they support us. So I made a shortcake biscuit. So it's made with half butter, half lard, flour, a little bit of sugar, and instead of buttermilk, I put cream and regular milk in it. So you don't get the tart from it, but you get the sweet. And then we sprinkle just a little bit of sugar on top of them and put them in the oven and bake them. You should not hold things in your hand except for a peach to cut, because it has a pit and that will stop the knife from going in. And when you peel a peach, you should use a vegetable peeler, not a knife. Same thing with an apple or most fruits, not a cantaloupe or a honeydew, because a vegetable peeler just takes off that thin layer and you don't waste so much of the fruit. So I'm putting the lemon juice in because a little bit of acidity is going to cut the fat from the caramel and the fat from the biscuit. And then I'm going to put my sugar. And this is dessert, so don't skimp on sugar. And you're going to put caramel sauce. So you want to do this ahead of time, because what happens is the sugar draws the moisture out of the peaches and makes the sauce. So I'm going to put a little bit of the caramel sauce in here too. That's going to give us that buttery richness. And then we're going to put some on top of the biscuit. So, other than making the biscuit, that was 2 minutes. So there's no reason you can't have delicious dessert at home. And I beat Rachel Ray, right?